Good evening. I am Virginie Boone, and I am a contributing reviewer of California wines. Obsessed with wine for as long as he can remember, Jerry Lohr has built a wine company that is financially and artistically successful, as well as ethical and sustainable. J. Lohr Vineyards and Wines is one wine company, but it's better to think of it as several wineries at different price points and levels of consumer appeal. At the base of the pyramid is the J. Lohr Estate series, whose affordably priced varietal wines, led by Cabernet Sauvignon and Chardonnay, sustain and nourish the structure. Atop it are the limited production Bordeaux-oriented Cuvée series and new gesture portfolio of Rhone-style wines. There's even the popular non-alcoholic Ariel Vineyards wines. The company is the 16th biggest winery in California, but what makes it distinctive are not only its wide presence on restaurant wine lists and store shelves, but the extent to which J. Lohr, both the company and the man, have been responsible for the development of two of California's most important wine regions, Monterey County and Paso Robles. A South Dakota farmer's son, Lohr earned his PhD in civil engineering at Stanford in 1961, and afterward joined the Air Force, then became a scientist at the NASA Ames Research Center before launching the building development company that made him a success. Yet wine was always an obsession. By the mid-60s, Lohr sensed the possibilities of Monterey's cool Arroyo Seco at the base of the Santa Lucia Mountains. There, starting in 1972, he began planting vineyards. By 1974, the newly named J. Lohr Vineyards and Wines had produced its first wine, a Petit Syrah. The company grew quickly. By 1988, Lohr began planting what would eventually amount to 2,000 acres of vineyards in Paso Robles, where he also built a second winery. Today, the company's production consists of some 1 million cases annually. Let's let Jerry tell us more.
The values and principles, I think, that guide J. Lohr, more than anything, are respect for people, a respect for stability, and respect for all of our employees and our distributors and our customers.
You know, I've been with the winery for, this being my 27th vintage. It's never gotten old. It really is a very creative endeavor from a winemaking perspective. It's just something that end product is really unique. Life is a non-stop learning process, and that's certainly, I think, part of what's made J. Lohr such a great place to work all these years.
When you think about devoting your life to something, there's nothing more rewarding than devoting your life to a company that is based on passion, energy, hard work, and a commitment to the same cause, and that is to produce the most wonderful wines that we can produce.
Our wine is a reflection of who we are as winemakers, as wine growers. It's our gift from our extended family to you.
This is a way to share that joy with thousands or even millions of people, to do something where you can really make a difference as far as quality and share that with people around the country or around the world for that matter.
We've had a philosophy of sustainability ever since I started because I grew up on a farm.
Sustainability is all about taking care of the earth, the people, and your community.
To be tremendous stewards of the land, whereby every decision we make will lead us on the right path for generations to come.
I think the factors that have contributed to J. Lohr's success have been, first, the emphasis on farming, and second, the emphasis on people.
We really work not just as a team, but really as a big family.
Well, I'm just so proud that our 3 children have all chosen to come back into the business and now become major owners. One of the really gratifying things to me, blending the children with the other employees that have been with me for a number of years.
That doesn't often happen with other vineyards and wineries. So it's that taking care of people, and in turn they'll take care of you and the company and their fellow employees.
If you're in a restaurant and you happen to see somebody order a bottle of J. Lohr, to me, that is the most gratifying experience I can see. That
Receiving this award as American Winery of the Year is very humbling.
We feel very blessed to be in the company of some great wineries that have come before us.
To see that we've made that imprint on the wine industry.
Something that you're humbled by, but at the same time it's very gratifying.
It's incredibly rewarding, very fulfilling, and a tremendous honor.
It's far beyond anything I'd ever dreamed when I started the winery. I just wanted to have people enjoy our wine at the time.
Accepting the Wine Star American Winery of the Year Award is Jerry Lohr.
Thank you very much, Adam and Sybil, for bearing with those of us who are pioneers, who, as said earlier, pioneered that area of the Central Coast. Even though we have a vineyard in Napa, we pioneered and hopefully are leaders in the Monterey and Paso Robles area. But as I think has been said, the most important thing, other than the soil and climate, which Laura referred to, is the people relationships. And I would like to just mention a few of you, because some of you have been, pardon the expression, called out before, because in our 40 years, we would not be here this evening. The three children, Jeff, Danny, Richard, if it hadn't been for Harvey and Mel out there, and Wayne, for I can't see into the dark here, but I think I know where you are out there. Well, Charlie and Tom are over here. Howard and John are over here. And I'm going to come around to Linda in a special recognition a little bit. We have representatives from almost all the families. Charlie, you're somewhere out here, Charlie Marinoff, that you have helped and you have participated in this transition that has occurred. And Adam, thank you again for supporting and bringing about this. This transition has occurred because at 74, I'm old enough, and a couple of the rest of you may be old enough to remember, we hardly had Chardonnay or Cabernet in California. So look at the transformation that has occurred and occurred in our lifetime. The last thing I want to celebrate is this unique union between the family ownership, and we're seeing it almost every person or group or family who's honored here, between family ownership and very long-term employees. My partner, Bernie Turgeon, is now 87. A.B. Hook, my first vineyard manager, is still alive. Barry Nico and Bill Legan have gone on to other successes. Ken and Bruce and Steve and various are still with us. Here tonight, if you'd stand for a minute, are Jeff, Lawrence, Cynthia, and Steve, Richard, and Danny. And so thank you all our distributors. Thank you, Adam and Sybil, but thank you especially those of you at the tables right over here, the Lohr family.